Boom. And we are live with another episode of the Brown Water Banter podcast. My name is Jared Seymour.
My name is Joey Cates.
That's right. And we got a great show. I hope the internet's working. It looks like it's giving us some bullshit right out of the gate. We got a great show, though. We got Captain Allen from Chasing Dot Charters. He's going to hang out with us and tell us Chasing Dots Charters and talk to us about his business, how he got started. And it's going to be a good conversation. I think we're going to go all over the place this evening. I got a feeling. We might even make fun of Jeremy Chance right out the gate. I'm going to clip that and send it to him too, by the way. But seriously, before we jump into the show, like we always do, we want to thank the people that help keep the lights on over here in the Brown Water studio. Right out of the gate, it's our good buddy, Dr. Robbie Williams over at Southern Magnolia Smiles, man, located on Washington Avenue in Ocean Springs. If you haven't given him a call yet, do so, man. Hit him up on Facebook or Instagram at Southern Magnolia Smiles. Book that appointment. Keep your mouth clean, man. Keep your mouth clean. It's very important. Give him a call at 228-215-1202 and tell him that you heard about him on the Brown Water Banter podcast. Hill Tree Marketing. This is Jesse Hill and his team. I'm telling you, if you need a website built for any reason, he's local. He's got a team put together that can handle you from I don't have a thing to award-winning website like he did for us over at brownwaterbanter.com. He's got photography in-house, cinematography in-house, IT in-house. Anything you need to set up a website, go check him out, hilltreemarketing.com. Next up is our good buddy Rocky Brooks over at Sea to Swamp. Rocky's been keeping us alive in his magazine over there, Mississippi Coastal Angler. He just took over the Alabama edition, but he's running a store, C, the number 2 Swamp. Look them up on Facebook. They're over there on Gaucher Van Cleve exit.
It's a significant other who's running the one in Mobile.
Correct. So. But they're a team. They're a team, man. They're a team. He's got all your apparel, outdoor needs, fishing, tackle, rods, reels. He services the reels, extra tough boots, the whole 9 yards. So up next is our buddies over at Taylor and Cox Law Firm. If you find yourself in the need for a lawyer or attorney,
some representation,
that's a good way to put it. For 3 reasons mainly, but I'm pretty sure they got you covered all the way around. They're right over in Pascagoula. They've been practicing law over there for 30 years. They specialize in criminal law, family law, and civil litigation defense. Reach out to them at 228-696-0111. And we'd like to thank all of our sponsors for being a part of the show and taking care of us.
Yep.
Before we jump into the actual show, we want to mention the Bay Rat Bash. It's going to be April the 1st of this year. It's not a joke, April Fool's Day, but it is not a joke. The Bay Rat Bash is a hardhead catfish main event tournament. $25 entry gets you in for the potential to win $700. And we got a bunch of sponsors here listed.
We got one of them sitting right in front of us.
That's right, baby. That's right. I can't read. It's hard to read that on this little bitty ass screen.
What you need to know, bro?
Chasing Dots has got the 300 second place in the main hardhead catfish tournament. I can't read them all out, but who we got? Splash Mats on here. Ocean Springs Marine Mart, In Too Deep, the Bayou, Charter Trash. I love that name.
Yeah.
South Mississippi Boat Show. Who else? Chandelier Brewing. Hell yeah. Appreciate those guys. And Saltwater Fanatics also as a sponsor.
That's it.
And last but not least, before we jump into it, the 2023 Biloxi Boat Show is going to be February 3rd through the 5th at the Coliseum, the Convention Center at the Coliseum. And that's always a huge event. We're looking forward to hanging out, hopefully meeting some of y'all that listen to the show. Come on in, check out the boats for days, all kind of cool
tackle,
outdoor products.
Everything you can think of.
It's legit. It's very legit. It's going to be a good time. So if you listen to the show, come out and hang out with us, talk to us, make fun of us, whatever you want to do. We'd love to meet you.
Throw stuff at us.
Yeah, that's right.
So, we were going to be in booth 70 and 71. So come hang out with us. That's Friday. We're going to set up Thursday.
They don't know what that's going to mean because I don't even know.
I don't know where it's at.
No way. These people are going to know what the fuck that's at. All right. So Chasing Dots. Where do we start? Where do we start with Chasing Dots?
You're just happy he's here.
Yeah.
Wife got tired of me driving back and forth to the coast.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, pull that up to your mouth a little bit for us so we can hear you. There you go. Nice and pretty. So she gets tired of you going back and forth. You're originally from Hattiesburg?
Yes.
And that's how you unfortunately know Jeremy Chance is from being born and raised in Hattiesburg?
Yes.
Okay. I spent some time up there. I like Hattiesburg. It's too many tornadoes for me. I don't like
the weather we're gonna have
tonight
here in a couple hours.
Possibly during the show. That would dude. That would get us so many views if I said that.
No,
got killed by a tornado.
Why would we get killed? I'm not leaving.
You don't even know. You got headphones on. It's loud outside.
I might have to go get some more beer.
That's fine. And that's another thing. If you got to piss, we just get up in the middle of the show. It's a very laid back situation. But no. So born and raised in Hattiesburg, lived there for
Jesus till I was 27. 27, 28.
Mm-hmm.
Had my midlife crisis at 30 and was like, I'm not where I want to be.
Really? The Hattiesburg is kind of like the coast. I feel like for the limited time I was up there, if you're from there, you're from there. You don't really. Not a lot of people seem like they leave. They're very proud of Hattiesburg. You know,
which part of Hattiesburg? There's a lot of different nooks and crannies of Hattiesburg,
like it is on the coast. I grew up in Dixie.
I don't know Dixie.
Right south of Hattiesburg.
Okay.
Basically across the highway from Camp Shelby.
Okay. Yeah. I know where that's at.
Like Chances from the other side of the interstate in Purvis.
Yes.
We were always rivals, and
okay.
It was good fun. Then you have North Forest, Oak Grove,
Summerall's.
It's all a blob of.
Right. Summerall's north, but not considered Hattiesburg, right?
No, not yet. They're trying.
Really?
They've been trying.
Summerall's nice. I liked it. It's got a real like Latimer kind of vibe to it.
Everywhere in Hattiesburg used to be nice until Hattiesburg annexed it.
Yeah, they take
once they annex it, it's over.
It's over with. I lived over in I guess that would have been the west side. It was like the newer development side where all the businesses ended up at the end of 4th Street.
West 4th Street.
Yeah, West 4th Street. There you go. But anyway, so you decided you were tired of making the run back and forth. I mean, how often were you going back and forth to the coast? Every weekend?
I work offshore as my primary job.
Okay.
I've been doing that since I was 18.
What do you do out there?
Barge engineer on a drilling rig.
Okay.
So I come home, wife go to work, kids go to school. So I was like, I ain't sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gone. And I'd shag ass. Yeah.
You can cuss.
Yeah,
I dropped the F-bomb on the intro.
Right,
Yeah, you go.
All right, I don't get in trouble.
No,
I have a horrible mouth. I have a.
Listen, I was always saying, this is live. It's on the internet. So however you feel like talking.
We have the best viewers in the world.
Yeah, it's how you feel like talking. Yeah, so that's up to you.
If anybody on their season knows me, they're like, that's all he said?
That's right. That's right.
You got time, man. Like I said, I hit 30 and I was like, I'm not where I want to be in life. We're moving to the coast, and we were here 6 months, and my wife just kept pushing me. She's like, look, as much as you're fishing, you need to do something with this.
Really?
So her brother helped me set up my website and made a chartered LLC and took off, and I've been doing that for 7 years now.
Yeah. Love it.
Most of the time, 99% of the time. Still, I'll tell people the worst charter I've had to date was 3 college girls.
Oh.
Okay, we have to unpack that. We have to unpack that.
Well, let's go back first, though. When you were driving back and forth to Hattiesburg, you probably grew up fishing bass, I'm guessing, freshwater, right? So who got you hooked on going south?
We've always come down here. Our family has a family fish camp in the back of Gravel Lane. It used to be the only camp back there. You go down White Shell Landing Road.
Right.
It was the only, my great uncle Kenny, my grandmother's brother had it. And we came down here as a kid all the time. I mean, that's why I used to tell my cousin, we used to row across that lake. And now we go flying across in the boat in 2 seconds. And we both remember cussing, trying to fight the current. With a rowboat. It was like
Graveling Bayou back in there. Yeah.
We spent a lot of time back there.
Y'all shoot any ducks back there? Did y'all hunt back in the day?
No.
No,
not at all.
Never.
Nothing.
Aaron agrees that you do have a horrible mouth. Sam Davis says top notch captain. And Josh, what's up, man? He said, what's up? Casting Coastal. Yeah, if y'all haven't checked him out yet, y'all need to go do it. For sure. He's all over YouTube, makes killer videos, and Facebook.
Yeah.
Makes some cool review videos, fishing videos, doing all kind of stuff. I love it.
So you got the saltwater bug from going down there to the camp.
Yeah.
And then it caught. Were you bass fishing up here at all?
I stopped bass fishing in high school.
Really?
I caught a 13-pound, 2-ounce bass that's on my wall, and I was like, I'm done.
I've mastered that
sport.
sport.
You can't do anything.
Professionals never catch them over 12, and I was like,
you won it.
It's done.
You beat Super Mario.
Yeah.
Like the original Super Mario. You're not going to play it again.
Yeah,
why I want to keep doing this.
Why I want to keep playing it again.
Yeah.
I've loved it.
Yeah.
I've loved every part of it. My wife, believe it or not, has been very supportive of all of it.
Well, that's the main thing.
Yeah, because most time when I talk to guys, they're like, man, your wife lets you fish so much. I'm like, well, she works. And the kids are in school or college or gone now. So what am I going to do? Sit at home all day?
Yeah, be miserable.
If I sit at home all day, I'm just going to sit around and drink beer and blow shit up with a gun.
Correct.
So it's actually more cost effective for me to fish.
It's better for you to do something.
I already feel like, why have we waited so long to have you on the show?
Yeah.
I mean, you sound like our people.
That's
right. Out the gate.
Well, were you pulling a boat? I mean, were you pulling a boat in Hattiesburg?
Back and forth.
That sucks, don't it?
So you have a bay boat or something like that?
Yeah, I started off. First boat I had was a 1860 Blazer, and then the second one was a 2170, and then a 2200. And then I just sold. Had to give that to my future son-in-law, so he'd buy my daughter a ring because he caught me after I had a belly full of beer one night, and I told him, "You're an idiot if you don't buy a boat before you get married."
Wait.
Holy moly.
You told this is your daughter's fiance, but about to be fiance,
yeah.
about to be fiance. That he's an idiot if
I
he
sure
doesn't.
did.
I would have been like, this is the right woman.
Thanks,
for me.
Paul.
If a dad's telling me this, me and him are gonna go along just fine. Just fine.
Yeah, so you're a Blazer man, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a Blazer man too. I got a 2170, and I love them, man.
They're
I
great
love
boats.
all of them. I mean, I don't ride it as hard as it should, but they've been to some places that they shouldn't have been.
I'm not. The people you spoke of will tell you the mud riding I do with mine.
Yeah.
We fish around, come out of crab traps half out of the water.
Yeah.
Jacked up, throwing more mud and oyster shells and water. I mean, where the fish are, that's where I'm
Get
going.
it in, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I'm still thinking about that story. That's pretty good. What he told his future son-in-law.
Yeah. So what happens when you get down to the coast? You get down to the coast, and your old lady says, "Hey, man, drinking too much beer. Let's kick it out. Let's."
Where'd
get
you
this
end
thing
up
going."
first, though? On
Yeah.
the coast?
We
Where?
moved to Ocean Springs.
Oh, that's right. You told it. Well,
we
you
live
told-
literally.
you told us that before we went live.
Right.
We got a house like right past the high school and subdivision. So
Okay.
we weren't far from Graveline, which was awesome because I could literally leave my driveway and be in the middle of Horn in about 22 minutes.
What was that like coming from Hattiesburg and towing a boat both ways?
I'm going to tell you the coolest thing about moving to the coast, and anybody that knows me knows this. Me and my cousin were coming through Gaucher one day, dragging the boat back from lunch in Pascola. Hattiesburg, a lot of the towns around it are dry,
Yeah.
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 are dry.
Yes.
And they still have this don't sell beer on these days and all this. Cause certain parts of Hattiesburg, you can buy beer on this side of the street and other side
Yep.
you can't. So
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
it's terrible.
me and the cousin are sitting in front of Jerry Lee's right there in Gaucher. And I pull my beer up and get a swallow, and I look over and there's Gaucher cars. Like, oh, I told him, I said, we're going to jail.
Yeah. He was like, I don't have
Seriously,
time for this
I ain't
shit.
got time for this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Drive
I got
off.
kept on
We were
going.
like,
Yeah.
this is freaking awesome.
In Hattiesburg, it'd have been a
Oh, no.
situation.
Well, I'll tell you, when I was in Hattiesburg, I lived at Southern. When I was going to Southern Miss, right there where Buffalo Wild Wings is,
Oh, yeah.
to the right there, it's dry,
Yeah.
but it's considered. You know, you can go 2 feet down the road,
Yep.
and you can walk around with a beer. It don't make no sense in Hattiesburg.
Not a fan. Not a
Yeah,
fan of that.
not a fan
No,
at all.
I'm not a fan of Hattiesburg.
Well, I don't hate Hattiesburg.
Yeah,
I didn't live there
it
long.
is a
Yeah.
college
3 years.
place. It's for
Well, I was in-
college.
I was
and
in grad school.
retirees.
I was in grad
Yeah.
school. When
I wasn't very good in college, so I always stayed a couple semesters, like a semester and a half.
So
I had to
you
go-
didn't get to get burned out.
I
on
didn't
it.
get the whole college
Yeah,
vibe
I
of
hear
it. I had to
that.
go back to the good old JC right over the bridge.
Yeah.
I went to Rotary Table College. Throwing tongs and pulling slips.
There you
That's what
go.
I'm talking about.
What you mentioned earlier? You said you're a engineer. Is that what you
It's a
said?
barge engineer.
What is what? Tell
I'm
me
in-
what that means.
I'm in charge of stability of the vessel
Okay.
and the deck crews. They move stuff around the crane. I keep the vessel level, clean. Make
Okay,
sure
so
everybody's
checks
doing
and
their
balances,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah.
Weights, yeah.
Our buddy JJ,
JJ,
Captain
yeah.
JJ, he talked about that when he tested for his biggest license that he holds, which he
Yeah,
holds
he
it.
had to do stability.
Yeah.
He probably had got a 1600 ton.
He's got a
Unlimited masters.
unlimited master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's explain to me though the difference between like him having to know that as the captain and you when you work with your captain? What's the trade off there?
I'm on a barge, essentially. It's just a big chunk of metal that jacks up and down. They really shouldn't float, but they do.
Okay.
He's actually on a ship.
Okay. Okay.
So
okay.
he has a lot of different factors with stability than I do.
Okay.
I had to learn all that. Most of it we ditch it because we don't ever use
Correct.
it. I mean, free surface moments and all these things. I mean, if we're moving, the most seas we've seen is 40 foot in the North Sea moving a rig.
Uh-huh.
But you understand this thing weighs 40 million pounds and it's just a big triangle. So it just
Yeah.
wallers around.
Just
It doesn't
wobbles
bounce
back
up and
and
down like a
forth, yeah.
ship.
Okay.
So it's completely different. And ship people, oh, yes. We don't. It's cool.
It's
Yeah,
different.
we
yeah.
got this. This ain't our first day. Throw the textbook out. We've been
Yeah.
doing this. Shut your mouth.
Yep,
Yeah, I love
we
it.
just
I love
punch holes in the ground, drink beer, and we're at home.
it. Oh man, that's
Well,
good.
it's because I talked to JJ and he's kind of like you. He stays offshore a bunch.
Not now.
Well, not now, and that's why he's getting into the charter business. But he's like, man, the last thing I want to do when I get in from offshore is go freaking fishing.
Shit.
So what's the difference between you?
Oh,
you just
no.
you ate up with it, huh?
I'm talking about not. This is probably the longest I have not been fishing in a very long time.
Really?
It's because the boat, the future son-in-law was leaving. We're kind of opposite right now because he works 2 weeks on, 1 week
He
off.
does what you do too?
He works for Swiss actually on vessels. On
Okay.
boats.
So
He's trying to
he
work
speaks
his-
the language.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So he was like, I really want it. I was fine. Y'all take it. So I came home. I didn't have a boat. So I had to wait to get the boat till Friday. And Tyler Koch met this dude on Facebook. I was buying a new boat and then found this deal on this one. And it was like, I ain't passing this up.
Yeah.
It's a fine looking boat. That's the blue bottom one.
Yeah.
yeah. I saw it
Furlan's
the
has
other
got it
day.
right now. I'm getting jack plates put on it. And got to get once the jack plate goes on, I can put the power poles on it, and I can start doing my business. But
I hope you wasn't one of the ones that got dug through the other day. Like, was it last night? Furlan's, you see that?
yeah, he wasn't gonna find that. And if he stole that Simrad, I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah, somebody was running through the yard at Furlan's last night. If you go to their page, if you go to Furlan's page, somebody was digging around in there in the back last night, and they got a big. If you've seen this guy, let us know.
Really?
Yeah.
What a piece of
I'm
shit.
sorry, that's the worst kind of person.
Yeah,
is a damn
that's-
thief.
Yeah,
man.
that's pretty bad.
Can't
Put a
stand
wild
it.
ass dog in there.
Yeah,
Big-
yeah.
Just
No,
give a crackhead like one guess, but hey, one
Yeah.
of these boats has some coke in it.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah,
everybody out.
You got to find it. He comes out like 300. Yeah, rah!
Yeah, that's terrible, though, man. I didn't.
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it's been all
I
over
hadn't
there.
Heard that. I haven't heard that at all. We got some comments coming in. What's up, Todd? Let's see here. High school, Kayla. Thanks for the comment. I can't keep up real quick.
Ooh, I just messed
Flash
that
that
up.
back down, but yeah. So you got it in your blood bad. So Joey and I, we started this podcast. We love where we're from. We love the Gulf of Mexico, everything, but I don't have it like you do. I don't go out that much. I talk about fishing more than I actually fish, and I enjoy drinking beer on the water as much or more than I like to fish.
Hey, I do
so,
too.
So I always like to keep it real with the audience, though. But you got it bad, and that's
Yeah.
good. That's a good thing. That's a good
It's
thing.
there's been times I've broke ice literally with the boat, put the boat in the water. There's a
Yeah.
picture floating around on Facebook somewhere. Me and my cousin shoveled snow out of my boat when we first moved to Ocean Spring. It got snow and ice one year. We're out there showing my wife come out. What are you doing?
I'm
come
going
on.
on that.
Fishing. What
Yeah.
you think we're doing?
Yeah.
I'm fishing.
Y'all ate up with it, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, when you got your charter, did you go to sea school? Did you go to the
Yeah.
old fashioned way?
I kind of didn't have to because of some of the license I had offshore, but I was like,
Yeah,
it's literally right down the road.
Yeah.
right.
So I drove back and forth every day, and of course hit the world famous place I'm not gonna name out loud.
Mhm. We've all been there.
Had some
Yeah.
good times.
Yeah.
Drink some beer, met some strange people.
Oh man, I'm telling you, if you've never been, man, it's
I told the son, a future son-in-law, I said, you need to go check this place out.
it's awesome.
Dude, I'm just like picture like when it's you and him and like all your family with your daughter and whatever. Do you and him hang out more than he hangs out with your daughter? Is it like y'all are
Sometimes.
palling around and she's like, "Can you please come over here and see me for
Yeah.
a minute?" And you're like,
Sometimes.
"I'm
Talk about
busy.
fishing."
Leave us alone."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That's for sure.
That's good.
But you could. What was I going with that? The
About-
traditional way,
yeah.
old school. So but you had barge, right? Because
Yeah,
I know what.
I have to have all kind of stuff for work, and I had 90% of the stuff I needed.
Yeah.
I could have literally just went and took the test, and if I passed the test, but I was like, I don't like a jackass.
Yeah.
And people at work, I'm like, I thought you knew I was going to piss off. So I went and spent
Yeah.
5 days down
Well,
there.
I
Yeah.
will say this: there was a lot of barge guys in there with me, and it's almost like two different things because your OUPV you can split it two ways.
Yeah,
One of them can go into the
engineer side. Or
one of
you-
them go to the tug side, and one of them can go to the charter side. You can't use it for both, which is
Yeah.
weird because you learn the same exact thing.
Yep.
And if you go barge side, you got to go back again and do it for the charter side. I don't know if
Yes.
that's a money making thing or what's going on with it.
Coast Guard, man.
Yeah, it's
I hate
tough.
drinking on Coast Guard, but I have fought with them people most of my life.
Yeah,
Like that stupid ass round white light they want on the back of a boat while it's running.
while it's in tow.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, there's freaking lights all over. What is this flashlight in the back got to be on for?
Mhm.
So it can blind the shit out of me every time I turn around and make somebody running me over?
Yeah. So you started with your chartered with the 18 or the 2170? What did you charter?
21.
21. And you started out of what?
I literally,
Gaucher?
well, no, it's pretty much everywhere.
So you just you don't
I
have a home
still-
base.
No, I tried the home base thing, but
You mean like a slip in the harbor somewhere?
Yeah.
well, I tried using the same boat slip over and over again, and I've never found nowhere that was really home because it's just I've always tried to plan my business and my prices for more working class people
Okay.
Okay.
because that's the kind of person I am, the kind of person I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, not gonna say I don't like people who make more money and stuff because I
I
don't.
don't.
I mean, I make a decent living
Yeah.
for consider most people make, but
Yeah.
it's
know,
they're
here's-
more my people, because I
Right.
mean, I tell people this all the time. If I'm taking you fishing and you paid for a 4-hour trip, it is my job to find fish in 4 hours. If I don't find fish in 4 hours, you're going to have to tell me, okay, we're done. There's been days that I have spent 80 miles inside of these islands before I finally found fish.
To make it right.
And I told them, I said, I mean, they're like, how do you afford this? I said, I really don't, but hey, I have a name.
Yeah.
I have a reputation, and I'm going to do what I have to do to keep it.
Yeah.
I filmed a show with Frank Willem and then
Oh yeah,
Find Your Outdoors.
Find
One of
Your
them shows
Outdoors.
you can watch. It was one
Yeah.
of them days. Everything was shit. Storms were coming everywhere, and I drove damn near to every island besides Cat. Came back to FH10, and I was like, I'm just gonna stop for a second. Bang, bang, bang. I said, finally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what every captain says. You can't make them bite, but you can definitely
Oh yeah.
control the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? You can have a good time on the
Yep.
boat. You can bring up stories. You can do all that stuff. So fishing's hard.
It is.
And sometimes, some people won't do the 4 hours. Like 4 hours, some captains will just say, you know what, it's time to go back to the dock.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess you going the extra mile saying, hey, we're gonna find them
And
regardless.
that gets me a lot of repeat people, and it makes a persona of what I do for my business. That
Mhm.
I'm not just doing this to make $1.
Right.
I started this as because I needed to do something, honestly.
Yeah.
And it helps with my overseas tax stuff. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody
Yeah.
knows me, knows that. But
Yeah.
this turned more into me and the wife were talking. She was like, this is something you can do as retirement.
Mm-hmm.
If you get your clientele to a certain number, we have no more debt.
Mm-hmm.
You can just come home and do this as retirement.
Speaking my language, I
Right.
got 7 years left in the school district, and I just started my LLC. Just opened it with I hadn't started fishing yet, but I mean that's what I'm sitting on. 7 years, and I want to go fishing.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess not for a living, but to cover insurance and do whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
And you're gonna have good days and bad days. You're gonna have great people, and you're gonna have people you want to kill.
Yeah.
Right.
Most people knows it's very hard for me to keep my mouth shut. And that was the one thing my wife was worried about. I mean,
You
I
like
grew up
cuss somebody out
I
on
grew
the
up on a
boat
drilling
first
rig.
time.
There was no such thing as feelings. There was no such. If you got hurt, you moved. Somebody else started working.
right.
Yeah, there's no tiptoeing.
No, there was no. Yeah, I almost said something else.
You can say,
Yeah.
how is it for you living in today's world?
It is very,
How hard is it?
It is very, very hard. I came back and worked in the Gulf of Mexico. I normally work overseas. And we came back and did a job for Gulf Slope in like 16, 17. They literally had a class with me and the OIM and another person. And they wanted us to coach people because we were dealing with millennials. And I told him, I said, dude, these people make almost $70,000 a year. I am not going to beg them to work.
When you say
No.
coach people, what were they talking about?
They want us to go outside and say, hey, scrub the deck, paint this shit, get
Yeah.
this shit cleaned up.
Yeah.
They want us to go, come on, guys.
Sensitivity training.
Come on,
Oh,
guys.
I get it.
We need you
Sensitivity
there.
training.
I
We-
get
we
it.
want you there to
I
make
get
sure
it.
they don't do nothing stupid. How are they going to do something stupid if they're scrubbing the deck? Get to work.
Yeah,
Why do I
yeah.
have to hold your hand for?
Well,
Right.
it's generation, man. It's bad. I'm telling you, it's bad.
Oh,
So-
that and phones.
Yeah,
I mean,
all
it's
day
all
long.
day on their phone?
100% safety violation if you're outside with a phone. And you could just walk by somebody and look at their coveralls. Hey, what's that in your pocket? Cigarettes? No, it ain't. Get
Just
your
phone.
ass inside.
Yeah,
now.
put it
Oh,
in the
you
phone.
can't even have it on your
Nope.
person?
Nope.
What? Not even if it doesn't matter if you're on it or not. Nope.
Can't even have it on
Was
you.
it to the temptation? There's no
It's-
reason for you to have it.
If we came in a well-controlled situation, there's certain things, certain areas that have to be intrinsically safe. Everything because of natural gases and whatnot, and these are nowhere near intrinsically safe.
Okay.
The
It could
charter-
spark. Yeah.
Spark or
okay.
something like
There's
that, yeah.
all kind of things, and that, and the fact that I have fire drills and abandoned ship drills all the time at work, and I tell people, they're like, "Well, where does the EPIRB?" And I said, "You don't need that." I said, "There's Wi-Fi on this rig. Y'all are going to be sitting in front of a life capsule going, hashtag
Yeah.
we're going down."
Instagram, we're
I'm
sinking.
trying to get the TikTok views up. While the
There's
rig's
going to be
burning
they're
down.
going to make a video. It'll be 5 million viewers
Yeah.
on it before we ever get off the rig.
Man, it's bad. I'm telling you, schools are I mean, I see it every day.
Man,
and
I
it's
feel
literally attached
sorry
to
for
them.
people raising kids these days.
It's bad, man. It really is.
I just
bad.
try to talk to mine and be like, look, this is not normal. This ain't what, the way ain't the way I was raised. It ain't the way what we believe as far as like not wanting to work, not wanting to be,
Yeah.
part of society and give shit, have shit handed to you all the time. I don't
That's what I was thinking today. I was like, man, I don't care about digging a ditch. I'll dig a ditch. I want to go out there and dig a ditch. I want to work because that feeling when you get done,
exactly.
you feel that pride. You can
Yeah.
walk around
Yeah.
with your chest kind of look. They
I-
don't care about
I
them. The
did
kids
something
today,
today.
they don't care.
No.
They don't want nothing to do with it. But I guess it's the ones I got.
My wife, like, really saved my children's life.
Being the buffer, is she the
Yeah,
buffer?
I was, dude. It was ooh.
God saved mine and made them girls. That's
Yeah.
the only
Yeah.
reason why I got
I have
mine.
2 girls.
Yeah.
I raised them like boys for a long
Mine
time,
too.
and then she stepped in. And was
She's
like,
like, hey,
"You got to stop."
yeah, this ain't how this goes.
And my kids will tell you to this day. I've told them since the day they could understand what I was saying. We don't worry about self-esteem. We build character.
There you go.
That's right.
I mean, that's
Like-
legit though. Self-esteem comes later.
You need to put
right?
that on the
Yeah.
back of your shirt.
The
No
kids
shit.
pissed me off one time, and we were living in Ocean Springs. They were doing something stupid in school, and I just went to Lowe's, got some concrete, some 2x4s. And there's one guy in the neighborhood that mows everybody's grass. It's like $45 because you don't get your grass cut. Somebody bitches leave a note
Oh,
on your
y'all
door.
got
Yeah,
y'all got
yeah, see,
the
what's that?
HOA.
HOA, yeah.
Yeah. So this guy's he's mowing grass, and he just shuts the lawnmower down and look over at him. He starts coming across, like walk through mud and shit, come across the ditch. And he goes, "I just want to shake your hand." I was like, "For what?" "You have 2 teenage girls finishing concrete, so they piss me off. I can't beat them till I go to jail, but I can work them like a Bobby
Yeah.
tractor."
If they want to eat tonight, they better have this walls.
Yeah. That's right. That's
And
right. That's good.
they turned out to be 2 great people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
They
kind
Because
of
of that.
Yeah, they were stupid in high school.
Well,
which most people
everybody
are.
needs tough
Right.
love. Everybody needs tough love. If you didn't get tough love, you wasn't raised right. That's the way I feel like.
I begged both of my kids to let me buy them a boat because there's no doubt, especially my oldest one, there's no doubt in my mind she could run charters. No,
Oh, I guarantee you mine can right
the
now.
only
for
problem
sure.
is she can't back that bitch down no boat.
Nah.
That's it. That's the only.
I got
one.
a video that's like 45 minutes long, 3 days before she graduated. I took her to school. We're going fishing, and I just sit in the boat. Me and the dogs, check her out. Here she goes. Stop filming me. Just back and forth. Back.
You
and
know that
Hey,
TikTok
look-
stuff you were talking about? That you're sitting on probably a gold mine video right there. Create your TikTok,
Yeah.
Chase the
Well,
Dodge
it's like-
channel. Post that for your first
It's
video.
like the
and go
South
off the
Park. I
races.
mean, a Family Guy.
yeah.
You know, he's
Yes. Yeah.
He just keeps going back and
You
forth.
gotta just do it though. That's the only way
Yeah.
to learn.
So how was it? How was it getting into the actual hospitality side of fishing, coming off a rig, hardcore, different
To
language
dealing
for
with
sure. Yeah,
clientele, yeah.
dealing with the clientele because everybody doesn't speak our language down here.
No.
So you got to kind of put a mask on for a little bit. Miss Susie gets on board. She's never been fishing before. Probably never been in the Gulf of Mexico before. So
Never been to Mississippi.
correct.
Damn
I
it,
get,
Susie.
I get a lot of snowbirds during the wintertime.
Yeah.
People are like, you run charter? I said, all the time. I said, I have some of them I go pick up from the casino.
Yeah.
Take them on a boat slip and bring them back to the casino.
Yeah.
There's been times that they wanted to keep fish. And I'm like, you going to fly? Yeah. You can send them to me. I'm like, dude,
No.
you talking about $500-$600. They will do it. UPS store in Ocean, and yeah, the one in Ocean Springs will do it.
You got to dry ice them and pack
They
them
got to
up.
do it.
Yeah.
You bring the fillets. There's only so many fillets in a bag. And I had to call Ronnie Daniels, and Ronnie's the one that told me about it. 'Cause
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I got a client that's got like 5 bags of fish and wants to ship them to Wisconsin. He's
I
like, dude, what? I said, yeah. And they got money because they want it now.
I thought
There it is.
I thought you could just put them like wrapped in either regular ice or like dry ice in a cooler and then duct tape the cooler and fly it in check it in at the in the airport.
I don't know the
Because
legality.
we've done that coming back from Cabo San Lucas, Mexico.
Yeah.
Well, see, I know flying internationally, things are different because you can just, I know I fly a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
There's things that,
You can get
there's,
away with.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's things
There's
you can get
things-
away with.
There's things you can drop and check and drop and check, and then they're like, nothing ever looks, but you
Right.
can put some on your back and you can get
Yeah.
strip search every 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you couldn't like carry it on for
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure. Where when you said you was working overseas mostly until 16 or 17, you said
I've been over. That was a little short stint that we came back to the Gulf. I've
Yeah.
been in 20 more. My wife figured it was like
That's what I was gonna ask
21
you.
countries.
just
I worked-
all over the place.
Yeah,
and then
I've
you
been
can-
all over the North Seas, Middle East, Southeast Asia, Middle East.
How long you stay going when you do that?
Normally 28 days to 35 days.
Okay,
But I normally get that much time off.
okay.
Yeah, so it's like
day
one
for
on,
day,
one off.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
serving
Until
prison
stupid-
sentence, day for day.
Yeah.
COVID shit started, and I had
Yeah.
to start all this stupid quarantine, which when it first started wasn't bad. We were in Trinidad, and they locked us up in a hotel in Houston, but we had our own wing.
Mm-hmm.
So I started getting text messages from my wife like, what are you buying? Because we found out that Target would deliver. So we was getting-
Everything.
we was getting grills and chicken and Instapot. I had a whole little kitchen
Yes.
set up.
Yes.
We had we
Yes.
found a thing in Houston that'll deliver beer, but you got to set up an account with them. So
You was on there. Look,
I mean,
Yeah.
we was just loving life.
I
Yeah.
know.
I was like,
Internet
this is-
shopping.
See,
Oh, yeah,
we
it's
talk
awesome.
about it on the show. Like for us, our version of that was just we went to Deer Island, mainly,
Yeah.
and ship. We hit Horn, I guess, a couple times. It was mainly Deer Island. That's where we lived
Dude,
for that summer.
I was I had a lady call me and want to take some children, which are my favorite charters kids, because it's just raw emotions
Absolutely.
and they freaking listen to you.
Yeah.
This lady says, I want
Oh,
to
that's
take
good.
my kids on a charter. I got 3 boys. They're a year and a half apart. I'm like, all right, cool. I need to know how much they weigh. She's like, why? Because, life jackets. I have a
Yeah,
whole bunch of
yeah,
life
yeah.
jackets, but, Coast Guard wise, I got to know what they weigh. And
Right.
she tells me, I'm like, how old are these kids? She's like 13, 11, 9. I was like, cool. Sounds great. Here's where you're going to meet me. I drop a pin, and she met me in Bayou Compass because I figured with kids, I could stay in. The wind was blowing like crazy. I could
Stay inshore,
I could stay
yeah.
inshore.
Protected.
We could fish. This lady pulls up in a Yukon XL.
Mhm.
With a
And-
football
and-
team.
and you know that boat slip over there is like this big.
Yeah,
Pulls up
big
and
as wide as table.
And I'm sitting there thinking, well, she gonna come back. Them rims gonna be gone.
Yeah, yeah.
She literally opens the door, comes out, walks over, hands me money. Them 3 kids get my boat. She said, "Call me when y'all come back
What?
in."
And they never met you
Wow.
before?
Never a day in her. I'm like,
Wow.
she got tired of these kids. Like,
Babysit. Yeah, she needed a babysitter.
Yeah, but I'm saying to put my kids on
Oh,
a boat with somebody that
dude.
I've never met,
Yeah.
there's no way.
we started.
Not
You
a-
know, it's a little no wake through there. I told them boys, I was like, look, y'all don't know me, but for the end of the day, you gonna love me.
Yeah.
I said, we're gonna do everything your mom wasn't gonna let you
yeah,
do.
yeah.
So we fished, weather broke, we went out to Petty Boy, let them run all over the island. I give one of them a gaff, which I should have done, because he was sticking everything that come around.
Feet,
arms.
How
I mean,
many,
it was crazy.
how many violations of insurance probably that covers your business
Oh,
was that?
It was
Yeah.
it was crazy, but I mean, it was cool as we was coming in, and it done got late in the afternoon because they didn't want to start fishing till 11 o'clock. So it was late in the afternoon, sun going down, and I got the littlest one beside me. The oldest one sitting over here, and the little one he gone.
Yeah, he knocked
I
out.
looked up in the front when they was doing bobblehead,
Yeah.
and the oldest one's over. We pulled into the boat slip, cleaned the fish. They got in the car. I went to sleep.
Mama was happy as
Oh, I'm talking about send me $100 tips. Like,
Yeah.
thank you so much. It was an awesome day. And I was like,
Okay.
I don't know if she mean a boyfriend, you're tired of kids, what the hell? If they were her kids,
Yeah,
maybe her husband's
yeah.
kids. I don't
Y'all
know.
just pick these kids up on the side of the road. Yeah.
That's a
They had a
good one.
blast.
I think it's time to unpack that college girl story, the worst
God.
charter trip you've ever had. Let's
Yeah,
get
let's
that
hear
one.
that one.
Now that we're into
Everybody's
it.
got their own ones.
This one bad.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Let's get to it.
I'm not gonna name no names
All
or no
right.
schools they went to.
Right. Keep it vague on purpose.
Yeah, I had a phone call from the Board of Odge. Say, hey, so and so is wanting to go fishing. I said, cool. I had a friend that worked there, and he was telling me, hey, I'll pitch them to you. I was like, cool. I'll get you back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 3 girls want to go fishing. I was like, cool. I said, how old are they? I said, they in college.
Oh Lord.
I was like, great. I said, this going to be one because, normally when them kind of trips, it's not really fishing. They want to pull up on the island, sit
Right.
there all day and
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, great.
TikTok.
Yeah, so we pick them. I told them meet me past School Point, pick them up, get in the boat, and they all decked out in our little college stuff. We go out. We're on the end of Petty Boy, past the end of the island where the dunes start going from like 8 foot to a foot and a
Mhm.
half, and we start catching fish. Well, they probably had 16, 17 nice fish.
Mhm.
I don't fish no more. I was like, cool. So I said, what do y'all want to do? Can we go up on the island? Yeah. So I pulled around to the north side of the island, pulled in. I told him, I was like, look, y'all just want to lay out and stuff. Yeah, that's where we're going to hang out here. I said, well, I'm going to wade fish. I'm just going to walk down through here. The boat will stay here.
Yeah.
I told y'all my gun's in the console. I can see somebody coming, y'all, but
Yeah.
if you see anything or need anything, just holler. I'm not
Just
going to be
wave at me.
a
Yeah.
couple hundred yards away.
Yeah.
So it probably took me 45 minutes maybe to get down to where I was. And I hear my speakers on my boat going, I'm like, what the I turn around and look, and they're back there. Hey, turn it down. They ain't paying me no attention.
Well, they needed some music. You couldn't come out with no
You
music.
left him with no music?
I went, no. They had this stupid little speaker, but I guess that wasn't
That
good.
wasn't
enough.
No, there ain't no bass in that
Yeah,
thing.
they
Dude.
saw them rocket launchers you had hanging from the top.
I walked back up there, and like I said, I was gone an hour, and I have drank a lot of alcohol in my life.
Uh-huh.
So I know it was not alcohol. These 3 women were gone.
Come on.
I'm talking about,
Dang.
and I was like, look, that's it.
We got to pack up.
yeah,
Yeah, this
come
ain't
on.
safe. Yeah.
So then the fight started.
Uh-oh.
I was like, y'all got to wear a life jacket. Life jacket. That's his ass. I kind of seen hundreds of them. You gonna put a life jacket on, and your ass gonna stay on this dirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to do a job.
Yeah.
So I get them in the boat. It was like herding cats in a thunderstorm. I finally get in. I locked the 2 worst ones in, like literally right here. The other one was sitting up front, and she's like, she's being retarded. So we get maybe past the first, that one solo channel marker that's out there from Petty Boy.
Mhm.
Solo channel marker. Fine, I'm only doing about 35 because I'm like, I don't know what these
Yeah.
idiots are
Somebody's
going to
gonna
do.
fall off.
About
something.
that time, I see an arm come up. I'm like, what the?
Oh,
Not all the way back onto you?
No way.
No.
This ain't the worst part.
No.
So
no.
I stop, and I'm like, getting this shit off of me and all.
Oh God.
Well, the one directly beside me is starting like, well, then she throws up.
Oh my Jesus.
So I'm like, this is great. I'm
Oh.
so glad I decided to do this.
Yeah.
So I get them straightened up, and there's still body parts coming out because they want to go back to the island. I'm like, look, we're going where we're going.
Yeah, we're going back.
So we get almost to I don't know how to explain it. It's where the old shrimp boat used to stick out of the water.
Yeah.
We get almost there, and I feel somebody's hands on my balls.
Whoa.
We're going back. I'm like, lady, you need to let me go.
Yeah.
That's sexual assault.
Yeah.
That's sexual assault.
I
What
was-
that is.
It's 3-1. So I'm there's so many scenarios going on in my head when this all started. I'm like, I wanted to take my phone because I used to keep a GoPro on the boat. I wanted to turn
Well, I
around
mean,
and just turn it on.
I
In
got a
thi-
quick
in-
question.
in
You-
this-
wait.
in this-
Your wife knows about the story, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, in this
'Cause
day
is
and
live.
time,
Yeah.
you almost got to. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It's-
this was 6. Well, it was right after I started, really.
Well, even then, I mean, like the stuff that people can say, especially when it's 3 against 1,
yeah.
can
Oh,
criminate
yeah.
you.
I didn't
forever,
think
you know
about
what I'm
that.
saying?
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I mean, you're out there. It'd be better to have that thing.
The next fight came when I got to the boat slip, and they were trying to get in their car. Well, I had their keys in the console. And I'm like, no,
You're not driving.
You're not driving.
get your ass in this truck. So I get them in the truck. That was like herding cats.
Yeah.
This one's going over here trying to pee on people's car tires, and this one's asking people for beer. And I'm like, get in the truck.
Good Lord.
It was horrible.
Yeah, that is bad.
I get them in the truck. I drive all the way to Beauregard from Pascagoula. Call the concierge before I got there. Say, hey, I'm going to drop off 3 drunk ones. They yours.
Yeah.
I still don't know what they took, but I know they did not drink that.
Because you could have seen it. You saw
Yeah.
what they had.
There wasn't a whole bunch of cans. There wasn't no bottles laying around. They popped something. But
Yeah.
Dang.
That's tough.
their mother contacts me the next day and sends me a very large tip. I was like, we just don't want, it was horrible. This
Right.
happened. Yeah, we don't, please don't
They
say
puked
nothing.
on you.
And I'm like, oh, fuck off.
That's terrible, though. But to put you in that situation,
No, it's,
even getting thrown up on's worse than. I
I
mean,
don't know what the hell they had in
they
it.
could have
Yeah.
said, yeah, because charter boat captain, you're not, if you got pulled over and they'd have had something on them, you'd have been at fault for
That's
it.
it. The
Yeah.
captain always gets a ticket.
Captains always gets a ticket, so it doesn't matter who's on the boat with you; they get
So
the
what do you have?
tickets.
How do y'all?
Signs and every you
Well,
can say it when you're on the.
I
when
do
you
it. I
register
do a
for it.
safety briefing.
Yeah, a check.
Like as soon as we get in the boat, every time, unless they're people's been before, I do a little
Right.
safety briefing. Like, look, fire breaks out. Let me handle it. Fire extinguisher is here.
Yep.
Most of the water we're going
Life
fishing is
check
4 to
is,
5 foot deep.
yeah.
Do you want life jackets? I have some inflatables. I got the regular ones. I said they're here. Flares and all. So anything happens to me, I've turned the track on from when we left. All you got to do is return track, stay on the dotted lines, bring you right back to the boat slip. If not, if you're worried about it, just drive south. You'll hit land.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
You go through all this stuff, and actually, I filmed a bow fishing show with Frank and them. My dad had a heart attack on a bow fishing show.
On the show.
On the show,
Damn.
and we was pumping on him on a boat, and the little captain guy, he was like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "Dude, how'd you do that?" I said, "Just training." I said, "I didn't freak out until after we
Right.
got to the hospital."
Right.
Me and Casey Houghton, my friend, said, "It's just training from work." I said, "I didn't think nothing about any of it till we got to the hospital." I was like,
Well, the
That's
captain,
bad.
the
Yeah.
captain was supposed to have
Yeah.
CPR and everything else
Yeah.
too. So to get it,
a lot of times people,
they fudge it.
well, they don't fudge it. They panic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, learning CPR in a classroom, or how is it? Do they offer that at C school? Is that how that works?
No, the one I did was a
Coast Guard wants Red Cross.
Yeah, Coast Guard wants a
Okay.
Red Cross, but it's not the regular. It's a different something else.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's
But
not
this
this.
is in a classroom.
It's in a classroom with a dummy.
Okay,
Yes, there's
yeah.
no real people.
There's a huge. I work in healthcare. I couldn't imagine only having done the class on the dummy, and then especially be your dad, and
Yeah.
especially be on the water. You got to keep your shit together.
I have a
I mean, that's important. You know what I mean?
I forget what it's called. I got it when I worked in the UK. I've never really renewed it, but it was a great class. It was 8 days.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of hands on, but it was it's not a paramedic's license. It's a marine medic some kind of.
That's the
bullshit
one
like-
I got. I got it
It-
out of Jackson.
It,
It's
it
a
was-
4-day class.
It was legit.
Okay.
I mean, and they give you a book you had to pay $500 for. But you get this book you bring home. It's the same one that they give people in when they start nursing school, all the basics. And that's what the test was out of. They said, all this classroom stuff, we don't care about it.
Yeah.
You're going to pass this test. So we're going to tell you what's on this test. You put sticky notes. You better remember it, just like Coast Guard.
Mhm.
Rules of the road. Dumbest
Right.
shit you'll ever hear in your life. Just remember it, take a test, and dump it.
Yeah.
Because you won't find a son of a bitch in a bayou going to follow rules of the road.
No,
They
you're
just-
right.
Everywhere. So why
Yep.
the hell? And they give anybody a boat license. Anybody.
Yes.
You just
Without
take
a
little-
boat
yeah,
test is
You
what
can
I
just
don't
take a little
understand.
10-minute course, and my youngest daughter, I got my boat license. How?
Well, that's
Yeah.
what it always
Yep.
drives me nuts because, like, back in our day, well, you don't even have to do that anymore with COVID, but to get your driver's license, you actually had to get in the car and
Yeah.
drive.
You don't have to do that for a driver's
No.
license.
Not anymore.
Nope.
You're kidding.
No,
Nope. I asked that lady that when I renewed my licenses last
you
time.
don't have to drive
Well,
at all.
renewing, I
no,
get that.
The
No,
kids
because
now,
I seen the kids. They go to
No.
this kiosk and do this little virtual thing, and I was
you don't
like,
have to
"They don't
drive one bit, not a single bit.
Oh my God, where does this world going to? That doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
How much
Well-
does a car weigh? How fast can
Well,
it go?
it-
So if they're doing that with license, how long is it before they do that with like your profession? I could put you to sleep. I've seen some videos.
There ain't no way.
I mean,
There ain't
honestly,
I
no
mean,
way.
we're gonna wing it.
You would kill somebody
Bro,
super quick.
What's crazy is like these people in if you go to Destin or
Yeah, the
any of
rentals.
those, you just rent a pontoon boat.
Yeah.
For $400, I don't care if you can drive it or not. Here you go. Just don't tear
And,
it up.
and that, even if you got experience, is
especially
on
in those
the-
areas.
that's what I'm saying. Is on the more difficult side of
Go to
of-
Crab Island on a Saturday.
Shit.
Go underneath the Destin Bridge and
No,
try
I've
to
never
dunk
done
that boat. Dude, there's more boats going into Destin Harbor than you've ever seen in your life. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
The only experience that I have close to that is after that Blue Angels. What was that?
That's
3 or 4 years
basically what
ago?
it's like.
I got videos somewhere. I'd have to find it. I've never been in the middle of anything like that. It was as many boats as you could see, all going underneath the Ocean Springs main bridge,
Yeah.
that main part. And there was just, I mean, you know how a wake
I know.
will start, your boat will go sideways.
It's boat traffic.
It was terrible, dude.
Did
I
you-
was actually nervous.
You remember when Jimmy Buffett played live?
I think so.
It was like that. And then when he stopped at dark, that's when I was like, we're just gonna put the power poles down
Yes.
and hang out right here for a
yeah,
while.
Absolutely.
I'll never do that again. I'll never try to go in. I didn't realize
Well, you
everybody.
get in a rat race. Everybody tries to get home and beat everybody
Right.
else. They're
Just
all doing
wait
it at the same
that 30,
time.
45 an hour, whatever it is, and then just put in and not
But
have to
I'm
deal with
telling
those
you, man,
people.
if you're going, to me, you really need to go with somebody on a boat before you start driving it. I mean,
I-
there's no brakes on
No.
a boat.
I
There's
can-
There
none
is.
of that.
I know there is.
Oh,
Yeah,
it'll
well,
stop.
there
It's
is.
called land.
Yeah.
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 You could have hit somebody or something.
I have tried some stuff in my younger. We're gonna jump this curve, unlock the
Yeah.
motor, boom, boom.
Well, that didn't work.
Shit did not work.
Now we need a new prop, a whole lower unit, got a,
Yeah.
a hole in the butt of
Yeah.
the boat.
I couldn't imagine though buying a boat and having never driven a boat,
Well,
or really been on.
that
a
was the
boat.
big push when I went to do C school. I met 3 millionaires there. One of them used to be a NASCAR driver. He's an older guy. I'm trying to remember his name, some German name. But insurance had changed that year. It didn't make a shit if you could afford a yacht. You had to have a license for a yacht, even if you had a captain for it, or they would not insure it, period. So there was all these highfalutin folks there getting 100-ton because if they didn't have it, they couldn't put insurance on their yachts, even
Yeah.
though they paid somebody to drive it.
Huh. I thought a private vessel, Joe. I thought we talked about this. You don't have to have any kind of.
The deal
The
is
insurance
insurance.
wise,
Insurance.
Because
yes.
if it's his boat and he's paying me to drive it,
right.
and he just wants to show out in front of his girlfriend
Correct.
and tells me, get out of the way or I'll fire you. And I go like this, and
Yep.
he gets over and drives it and crashes it. It's on him. Well, the
Yeah.
insurance was the fault because he don't have a license because he was paying me for the license.
Yeah, and it'll fall back on you.
But that's
Yeah.
not like a state rule though, right? It's just the insurance people that are doing
It's
that.
just insurance crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
So-
make a killing, absolute killing, if you had a 100-ton license and were a young man, didn't mind running the roads a lot. Just staying in Florida,
Oh yeah, you just moving yachts all day.
up and down the intercoastal. And the intercoastal, if you know rules of the road, is completely different than just about any other waterway besides the Mississippi River you're going to be on because there's so many different things about it that change as far as directional wise. Not the path, it's the plots that change. They change it because certain ships are coming through, so they'll change it for 2 or 3 days. And if you ain't checked out what's going on,
Yeah.
you go biddly bopping up through here. Then
Some
there's a
big
tanker in your
old tanker
face,
coming through there.
pushing about 8 foot of water in the front.
Yeah.
It gets shitty fast.
I've seen what you got, a cramp? second cramp
There
of
ain't
the
no
show.
way you got a cramp.
Is it really?
Ah!
It's the second
Oh,
cramp
my
of the
God.
show in a row. In a
Oh,
row,
my
we've never had
God,
a
it's
cramp. We had a cramp
season.
last episode.
2 cramps.
We got to get new chairs, maybe.
You got to
or
start
something.
drinking more water and less beer.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Qualified Captain, have you seen it on
Yeah.
Instagram? There was I don't know where the video was, but man, you're talking massive vessels coming like this. And look, little 20-foot like center console with it said in the caption, you couldn't super tell, but wife and kids on a tube cutting through them
Oh.
right in front of them.
Did you see the one
Like,
day?
what?
Guy
Are
was
you
on
shitting
the
me?
guy was on the
Yes.
inboard outboard,
Yes, I
and he
saw it.
couldn't get it trimmed down, so he's standing on the back, jumping on the inboard outboard.
But
But it's running, it's moving.
It wasn't in neutral. I thought
Yeah,
it was neutral
it's
first, but
moving.
it was
Yeah,
throwing
it's-
so much water. I was like, no,
Pop's
it's
throwing out of the water. He's just jumping up and down on it, on the plate, on the captivation plate.
See, I don't understand that.
If they remove all warning labels for 1 decade, we could get rid of so much shit.
Yes. Have you ever seen a prop? What it looks
Yes.
like when
Oh,
it hits
it
you?
looks like a shark bite.
Yeah,
it's
ask,
just-
ask Brad what props do to my feet.
Did he hit you with it?
No, I actually jumped off the back of his boat, showing his son what was going to happen if he jumped off the back of his boat, and I cut my foot.
Oh Lord! Well, you're just doing a good job.
I told
You-
Peyton, "Stop jumping on my boat. You're gonna look. I'm gonna jump, show you how close it goes." Ding! Brad's like, "Did you just cut your foot?" I said, "Yeah, I cut the
Yeah.
shit out of it." He's like, "You're good."
Learning
Give me a
lesson.
beer.
It's a teachable moment.
That's
what we
another
call
one.
it,
That's
yeah.
a wild dude too.
Brad
Right,
was like, "I think you need some stitches." I said,
It'll be
"Dude,
all
I
right.
work offshore. Super glue, duct
Yeah.
tape. Go
Yeah, we'll
back
be
to work.
fine.
Give me a beer."
He just
man.
bought a nice boat not
Yeah.
too long ago. Sea Fox or
Yeah,
Pro?
he's probably still mad at me. Love you, Brad.
What do you? What
I
do
You
you
haven't-
do?
sold that boat out from under him?
No, I ain't been fishing with him yet.
Oh, really?
okay.
Damn. Him and
Trong.
Trong have been going. Trong, he had some nice snapper
Yeah.
that he had caught. I was kind of pissed off about it, to be honest, when I saw the.
Well,
photo.
snapper season's still open.
I know,
Still
I know.
open.
I said,
I thought they closed it at Christmas.
I didn't see that. I thought they
Don't
were
tell
still
me
open.
it's still
I
open.
think it's still open.
I'll
kept
cancel going to Grenada tomorrow if it's still open.
I'm pretty sure it's still open unless I'm misinformed.
What did the Tails and Scales app tell you?
That's what I'm looking at
Well,
right
the
now.
Brown Water
Go to
Banter app,
Brownwater
baby.
app. We got tails and scales on
inside
Really?
the app.
there.
Yeah, and country music radio station. That's not a plug.
Let's look
Yes,
it up.
It is a plug.
Yeah, that is a plug.
It is a plug. That's definitely a plug.
Let's go into what you catch. I mean, I guess if you're in a bay boat, a Blazer Bay like me, you're mostly inshore, correct?
If I
think
have
we-
paying people on board,
Yeah.
I've
He-
been 93 miles south
In that Blazer Bay?
from the boat slip. Now that wasn't due south. That was halfway down Dolphin Island and cut out. with
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say what?
Some gas jugs in the back covered
Yeah.
up with a rat. And that's when I used to smoke cigars all the time. The guy with me was
Holy
like, "You're
moly.
gonna have to quit smoking them cigars on this boat trip."
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
says closed.
Is it? Maybe
When
maybe
did it
did
close?
close it at Christmas.
Because I thought I would have heard about it. It'd be all over. You know.
yeah,
people
I thought
posting
it was
about
still open.
Seasons.
I thought it was weird that it was if it would have still been.
It's
open.
well,
The
the reason
MS recreational season for red snapper
Mhm.
is currently closed 2023.
Yep. There you go.
so they must have did it at Christmas then. Well, from what I hear, they gave us extra this year because they're going to jack us next year on it.
Oh yeah.
Like even half the quota is going to get cut next year. Half the quota of the half the quota that
I've
we're
never
getting.
understood how, when I first got involved with all this, I used to go over to them meetings all the time. I still don't understand how Alabama, and I know they have the most federal license and all this
Oh,
bullshit,
they got all of it.
but how they control the snapper quota for the Gulf of Mexico when they have this much coastline, but
Correct.
they control it.
Because they got 90% of the permits.
And I have worked offshore, like I said, my whole life. I have seen snapper boats out there when we've bumbling around Gulf of Mexico. They're catching fish the size of this magazine,
Uh-huh.
200-300 of them at a time, just throw them in a box.
Yeah, just
On
long
these big
line.
massive reels, just
Yeah.
throwing them in a box, throwing them in a box.
Snapper.
Yeah.
They'll catch 16-inch snapper about this big,
Yeah.
and there'll be 50 of them, and
Yeah.
they'll throw it in the box, and that's.
But that's commercial, so they can
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
And it's bullshit.
But when you
Yeah.
keep,
oh, I know.
3,
Yeah.
it's killing them.
Well, Louisiana had 3 this year. At the end of the season, it said you could keep 3 per person. I'm like, well, Mississippi went to 3.
Mhm.
At least 2.5. I
Well-
could give somebody half of one on the way.
Yeah. Really.
Well, you give the sharks half of one every
Well,
time. So
And that's the thing. Another thing I don't understand is, the great snapper count went down, and they pretty much showed Noah was full of shit.
yeah,
And everybody that fishes knows Noah full of shit, but it all because of Alabama controlling everything is why we're still stuck at what we have.
correct.
But why in the hell does people want to snapper fish? They're like, well, nobody's buying offshore boats. Fucking gas is $4 plus a
Yeah,
gallon for
you're
ethanol
right.
free.
Mhm.
If you're for us, it's 9 miles an island. If you want to
Yeah.
go to FH,
You get
10,
FH1,
well-
FH2.
where we have to, those charter guys have to fish. You can't go past it because we don't have federal license.
Correct.
You're looking at 18 miles out there, then 18 miles back. If you're in Biloxi, like Barlow and them, they have to drive all the way from Biloxi on the inside of the island most time because it's rough
It's
as
rough
hell.
as hell, yeah.
And then go through the wash tub, which is always rough,
It's
and then
the-
go out there and fish and
that's
come
the-
all the way back
That's the
around.
roughest 2 points in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
No,
In
brother.
between Horn and Ship and
Bad.
Petty Boy and Horn.
Half Moon Island,
Where's that at?
Bay St. Louis, heading Louisiana Marsh.
This rough.
I'm talking about it look like this table. You get on the south side of Half Moon, all the currents from the islands are pushing that way.
Falls off
They go everywhere.
like a bathtub.
I mean, the way
washing
you'll
machine.
come up this side, the way we're coming the boat. It's like, what
Yeah.
in the fishing normally good there though?
Yeah.
Cabbage Reef.
We got to get somebody on that can speak to that. It's more specific. What y'all were just talking about, the difference between why Alabama does this and how
But
much the quotas are going to
Alabama.
be for next year.
Well, I got a couple of guys and ladies in the queue, but Alabama, I will give them props on their reef.
Oh, yeah,
That
that's awesome.
their bottom is unbelievable.
Well, we've talked about that before.
Yeah,
too,
they
right?
drop
don't have
reefs
to-
all the time, but they own like 60% of the daggum snapper permits in the whole Gulf of
Well, and
Mexico.
apparently, and I don't know 100%, but we've talked about this on the show before. They don't have to fight the shrimping as
Shrimpers,
much as we
yes,
do.
correct.
Right?
No, well, you can't. I mean, I don't know if you ever shrimp before. Like,
Yeah.
I've used to shrimp a lot. Lady Kimberly in Gulfport was my dad's best friend from high school. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that was one of my favorite childhood things. It was cool as shit to
Yep.
come out and be on a shrimp boat.
Yep.
Fuck around and drag one of them shrimp nets into one of them pyramid reefs and watch what that
You're
boat
done.
does.
Yeah, you're done.
It'll
You're
rip
done.
rigging and everything.
Right.
Well, the Shrimp Association's what's
But-
got us in the bond over here.
But what I kind of don't understand is with today's technology, there's no way to GPS off an area
Well,
that they know better.
I'm not
going
to say it because we're on this show and it's one of my well kept secrets, but there are things.
Oh, I know. We know
There-
people do that.
There are things that you can buy that are very expensive that'll show you, but they're not really related to the fishing world that show you everything that's on the bottom of the floor.
Oh, we've talked
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that the
yeah,
last
yeah,
time
yeah,
we've
because-
talked about that.
In the oil field, seismograph is a huge deal. I mean,
Right.
that's how they find oil and gas, a seismograph.
Right.
About every 5 to 6 years, they hit the Gulf of Mexico again on the north end, on our end.
Yeah.
When Trump was in office, they hit Florida for the first time in decades. And there were people sitting there going, we want to buy it, we want to buy it, we want to buy
Yeah.
it. We don't care what it costs, we want to buy it because the seismograph
It
is
shows
literally
you all the reefs.
it's literally like taking your phone over across
Yeah.
this table and going, "Oh, you see all this?"
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
recording it.
Right. And GPS, right? You go straight
Oh,
to it.
and
It's all
it's not the GPS we buy that's 15, 20 foot off. It's
right.
right there.
right
right.
there.
Right.
And that's what's bad, especially for the Mississippi fleet. FH1, FH2, about
Oh, they're horrible.
4 weeks during the season they're fished out.
They're not fished out because I've slipped over side the boat. There's fish there, but
You
you gotta
dive?
drop. You gotta drop. Okay, I'm not supposed to.
Yeah.
Actually, my wife's Christmas present. I'm gonna get open water certified with her, so I can be
Yeah.
legal
Yeah.
to do
Well,
things.
they know your tricks. Everybody's throwing squid.
Yeah.
Everybody's throwing pogies. Everybody's throwing a jig. So give me something different.
Oh
I'm
no,
not
we
gonna
don't
eat-
throw jigs. That's illegal.
Yeah, because it's got J hooks on it. Yeah, we'll rig it with
Just
circle
bend
hooks.
it.
Circle hook.
Bend it.
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll put a circle hook. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's fish there. I've seen them.
What are they doing? Seriously.
They won't touch nothing. You can get them to bite, but you got to go to like 20-pound fluoro. So
Yeah.
when you're catching a 10-pound snapper on 20-pound fluoro, you're not gonna land that fish
Right.
because when you hit it and the drag set on it to coat it, it's going right back down the bottom because if you tighten down, it snap it off.
Mhm.
So basically, you're just hooking a fish for no reason. Because I've had clients like, "Why are we catching them?" I said, "I'm telling you, if I fix it where you're gonna catch them, you're not gonna land them."
That's the same thing with a triple rig. Everybody says there ain't no snapper on triple rig.
Shit.
Yeah.
There's some freaking pigs at this triple
Dude,
rig,
Joey Dodger
but-
caught 2 last year
yeah,
that were
but
they were 25.
they
foot.
see your
Huge.
tricks. So the old ones,
Right. They've been there
the
so
old
long.
salty
know.
ones.
Yeah.
They know when you throw a pokey down there and it's hooked through the eye and it
Just
comes through
fuck it
that.
up.
This ain't,
They got hesitation.
yeah, it's like an old deer.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? They don't
right.
get old. They don't get massive for no reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They learn the tricks of the trade. And they,
That's like pulling them warning labels off everything. If we do that, the only people that survive would be the smart ones,
that's
right?
right. Or the big.
People with common sense.
That's right.
Oh, I said that out loud. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
there you
I'm
go.
not supposed to say
There
that.
you
I'm
go.
offended. I wish you'd leave
Yeah.
my show right
Yeah,
now.
exactly. Exactly. That's pretty good.
So what are you running? You're running what? 4, 6, 12, 8? What are you running? Charter trips. Hours.
4, 6, 8, and pretty much I've done 3 all-day trips with people that said they wanted to fish all day, and I'm like, brother, I can fish all day. You ain't gonna stay up with me.
Yeah.
And it's normally during the summer months somebody wants to do it, and I'm like, you're not gonna take it.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I said, you better bring a lot of water. I normally keep a case of water on a boat, and I'm telling you, you better bring some squenchers, some liquid IV or
Yeah.
something. And I promise you, I'll work in this shit. It
Because you'd
doesn't
be
bother me.
cramping up like you were.
Yeah. Right.
That was from working the days.
Yeah.
covering up goat pens and chicken pens for the wife for this 30-degree weather we got
Yeah.
Thursday.
Do you do wade trips, or is it just out of the boat?
I've done some wade trips. The problem is I'll do wade trips with clients that I've fished with before.
Yeah, they
If
know
it's
how to wade.
if somebody brand new, I'll ask them, and I might take them somewhere that not that good at fishing just to see how they act, and after they can handle it, then yeah. But I've seen people that say they wade fish,
They ain't got a clue.
got my reel in the water, spinning it,
Yeah.
or they're stomping around. I'm like, dude, drag your feet.
Yeah.
Or if somebody step on a flounder and watch them scream like a girl and run on the bank. The
Right.
best one is a shark.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can watch one of the videos of me and Frank. I had a nice bull shark from here to the end of your table come up and just steal a trout. Camera guy's freaking out. He's from New York. And he's like, what are you doing? I just picked fish. I'm walking back to the boat. Just stay right there. And they're like, I'm coming with you. I said, don't run.
Like, just take
Yeah.
that rod tip and.
I don't think I'd like that too much.
They
bull
don't-
shark.
they-
I know, but I don't. I just
They ain't
that's
gonna
his.
mess with
That's
you.
his area.
I've never been bit. I've been scratched a lot because, if you get a fish on them, they're not after you, they're after the fish.
Right.
And if you don't realize the shark's after it, when you get it, especially early in the morning when the water's still black, you can't really see nothing anyway. Do you get it from here to that screen, and then you just say, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And by the time you hold your rod up, well, a fish might come at you. When the shark comes by, he's not bite you. It's just his scales crashed.
That's the
Piss out of
That's
it.
the only time I've ever had it. I hooked
I'm
I hooked a hardhead catfish, snagged a hardhead catfish with a mirror lure on Ship Island. I'm reeling it in. All of a sudden, I saw a flash. Boom! Shark hits it, takes it underneath my leg. Just about takes my whole calf. It's just sandpaper all the way
it's-
underneath
it
the leg.
hurts.
It's bad.
Did
I had
you,
a
did you
jack.
put out a high pitched yelp?
Oh, I screamed and pooed on myself.
You just chum in the water. That ain't
Hey,
no problem.
you don't
you
have
good.
it on them big
Yeah,
jobs.
That's I just went to the thing and dumped my waders out and just kept fishing,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
That's how
clean
you
'em
can
out.
do.
I had a big jack at Horn Island, fishing a fat boy, trying to catch big trout. Didn't work out for me. I don't really know what it was. I think it might have been a bluefish. But I was reeling it in. I never got to see. Never came to surface. And I have had big fish that wouldn't come to surface, but the way this fish was acting was just sporadic as hell. And next thing I know, there's Big Jack's done smoked it. He comes running by with my fish. Well, the hook stayed in my leg until it ripped out of the bluefish or whatever it was mouth. I got a pretty little scar on my leg.
It's not good.
That hurt worse than any shark or anything because it was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it digs in. You gotta get that cut out.
I didn't
It's
have
not
to.
fun. You just yanked it out.
There was not enough meat it was holding on to. By the
Oh,
time
it just
was
went
over.
right through.
If by the time it was over, it was hanging in a little dangle, and it was like,
Yeah, just cut it
the
out.
old knife out.
Cut it
Yeah.
out.
Hell with that.
Yeah.
Hell
I
with that.
fished. I had a lady, the top water bite was on, and her husband, bass fisherman, wouldn't listen to me.
Bill dancing over
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
he wanted to bring his own rods, all that stuff. I'm like, dude, please just use my office. We'll put him in here. He's up there cussing, backlashing. His wife's back there with me, and she bought him his trip for their anniversary.
Yeah.
So she's actually listening to what I'm telling her to do. And, I finally get her cadence right, one knocker, and she goes, smashing fish. Well, she gets one up by the boat, and she gets excited, and and she goes to flip it in the boat because I'd show them. I said, look,
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you just like I would teach my kids. Damn
Boat
that
flip 'em.
net. Flip
Boat
'em.
flip 'em, yeah.
Yeah.
I said, I can get you back in the water 5 times quicker.
Especially with that treble hook, they usually ain't coming out.
She went to flip it, and it come out and stuck me right here,
Ooh.
both hooks. And she starts crying. I said, it's cool.
Yeah. Cut it off.
I
Keep
cut it
going.
out, and I
Yeah.
tied another one on.
Yeah. Just leave it in your back.
And I did.
Yeah.
And I had on one of these shirts that was white. So by the time I come in, I called a friend of mine. I was like, hey, where you at? And he said, I'm fixing to take out. And I was like, just hang out there for me. He's like, why? So I pulled in. I think we left out of Bay Casat that day. I
Yeah.
pulled in. Mr. Charlie was out there. And he's, what's going on? I turned around. He goes, nah. I said, yeah. So then she starts crying again. I'm like, look, it's okay. It's a small
It
matter.
looks
Yeah,
worse than
yeah.
so
it
I
is.
can't even really feel it by now.
Right. It still got numbed up.
And of course, everybody's, just, dude, it's cool. I
Just
said,
cut it
the
out.
boat goes on the trailer. I can drink a beer. It's cool. Just
Right,
chill out.
Right. Thin that blood while you bleeding.
And she,
What-
I made her take a picture with her phone. She's holding it off my back, and her husband took a picture like I was a fish.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
you had all the hooks in.
Oh, I had 2 on the back and 2 on the front, and the third one I done pulled out trying to reach around there because it got to where it was sticking in my shirt, and I go to move.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was binding the shirt up, kept binding the shirt up. So I did this one time, and
pull one out. What did you do? Just pull it out, or you had to go to the hospital?
Well, you cut the barbs off the end if you can, right?
I don't. I've been hooked so many
You
times.
just pull it out.
No,
Even on a treble hook,
no,
though,
you
'cause you
just
can't.
take. I keep
You
some
take the
break.
fishing line
You
and
take the line. You wrap
Pop
it
it.
around it about 6 times. put you almost like a polymer knot in it. Hard snatch back.
Yeah,
It'll come right back
It'll
out.
pop it
Okay.
out.
I've seen some big old boys.
It's got to be
Yeah.
flat, though.
I'm
It's gotta be
talking
flat.
about some big old youngins,
Yeah.
6'4", 300 pounds. Talk about whooping everybody's ass and screwing everything in the world.
Get a
I'm
treble hook
talking
in 'em?
about go white, fall down.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
yeah.
what in the what are,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's in my skin.
Yeah.
Get up.
Get up. Yeah.
I tell
Hey,
you,
blood.
the worst
Your
one,
own blood to some people, it'll mess them up.
the worst one I had, we were kayak fishing in Cat Island. Pulled in. It was just north of
North Bayou.
North Bayou. There's a
One
little
of
cut
those
right there.
Cuts that go around by
Yeah.
the island.
So my buddy James Bennett got one caught in his. We were fishing with mirror lures, MR17s. He got it caught in his. He had a rope in front of his kayak. I walk up. I paddle over there, boom, 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 and I'm trying to pull it out. When I pulled it out, the dang bar went underneath my cuticle in my finger, and I was like, "Oh!"
I can't deal with
You-
stuff.
wait, it
like
went
this.
from stuck in.
It
him
went from stuck
in-
to him to stuck to me in my middle finger
Oh.
underneath my cuticle.
Yeah.
And I got my pliers right here, and I was like, "Look, dude, I'm about to yank this thing out. Don't move, because if I pass out on this kayak, I'm gonna die." So I just yanked it, and when I yanked it, my whole cuticle came with it. And I
Your
was
fingernail came off.
like, my cuticle,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
everything. I was like,
It ripped it.
and I was like, just stay here for a minute.
Hold me, bro. Just hold me, bro. You
Just
gotta
hold
hold
make
me.
sure I don't
Just hold
die.
me. We won't tell
Yeah.
nobody. We won't tell
Yeah,
nobody. Just
it
hold
was
me.
bad, but
That was bad.
it's a sticky situation.
Yeesh, I don't
The
like
worst one I saw was Joe Don. We were fishing the Alps in his big boat. Josh owns it now. Yeah. So we were fixing there, and he got his caught up in braid, where a hook got caught in his hand and his finger, and then the braid got caught over top of him that was down in AJ waters. So he's got the hook in his finger, and then the braid's running down that's still on a fish.
It's on a fish.
Yeah.
Still on a
It'll
fish.
cut your finger
So he's
off.
like,
Yeah.
"Give me some pliers!" I mean, we're running around like a dang,
Yeah.
like chickens with our head cut off.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
finally, we get it cut, and then 2 seconds later, an amberjack took it straight to
Yeah,
the
that was
bottom.
bad news there.
Oh, he
Robbie
lost
got
his finger.
Robbie got stuck in the face when we were kids by a treble hook by Boyd, my cousin. And thankfully we were. Did you at least cut the lure off? Like we cut the lure off, so it was just a hook in his face.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you.
No,
You're supposed to.
You
Well-
don't want to ruin the lure. Yeah, like now we're
that's,
gonna do
that's
Well, you-
$12.
You can put a new treble hook on it.
that. Right, yeah. But that's what we did. So we cut the lure off at least. So it was just a hook just sticking in his treble
Matrix
hook.
Shad first come out with their top water lures. I called Chaz and I was like, man, these are awesome. Like them. So I told my dad I was coming home from work. So look, I just bought 4 every color. We're going Cat Island with those top water. Right over you're talking about on that grass flat off the side of North Bayou.
Yeah.
I said, there's always good fish there. Get out there. And I spent the night with Dad. They lived on the water in Bay St. Louis off of Lagan. And we, of course, the whole neighborhood always comes over. We're drinking beer, carrying on. Well, I ain't paying no attention. People are in and out of my boat. Dad done told one of his friends to go over and cut the barbs off all my treble hooks.
Oh God.
I was fixing
On these new lures?
I was fixing to call Chaz and just these lures are shit. They're horrible.
I can't get your goddamn thing.
And
Your
it,
dad's hardcore, bro.
oh, he's straight. He was
He did
like,
it
he's
as a joke.
I was like, I will stab you in your eye if
Yes.
you ever do that again.
Yeah, that's
That's good stuff.
that's hardcore.
man.
Dad's a savage. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where are we sending people? Where, if we're going to go book with you, if we're sending to Boat Rivage or Hard Rock, or can we get in touch with you? Where?
Most of the time, people go through my website or
Yeah.
Facebook. I don't do Facebook hardly anymore. My daughters do all of it.
Answering messages and all that. you
Yeah,
talking
well, it's just the fact that where I work at now, especially like Mexico, is such a pain in the ass with everything. So I don't. It took to me to get on Facebook. I got to accept all this stuff, and it's like
Right.
I'm not letting them.
Yeah.
in my
So
phone.
they manage it. They manage the business for you when you're away. Do
my,
the bookings and stuff like
well,
that.
my youngest daughter handles all the social media stuff. Booking wise, I get texts and stuff at work,
Okay.
but
Now that's through
Fish-
your website, though,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're booking through your website.
and Fish Booker, they
Right.
sometimes I just have to tell them stop. 'Cause
Really?
they will load my wagon. I'm talking about load it.
That's a good question. How many days when you're home? You said like a lot of times 28 on, 28 off.
They,
How many days you fish?
To fish as much as your wife will let you.
yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
If she works, I try and like if I don't have a charter, I try to stay home on the weekend with her
Yeah.
because she works at Ingles, so I try to stay home. But if it's she's going to do something, I'm like I'll take a trip.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How many trips you run a year? Give or take.
Ooh. Last year, Last year, I think I had 85 or 89 trips.
That's a lot of
You
trips.
grinded.
Considering that you got another
Yeah.
full-time job.
And
Yeah.
that's a lot. And like I said, I'm trying to get that clientele to that 300 to 280 range. If you get your clientele from what I've learned, 300 to 280, like Sonny and them have it, then you can actually look
Over
at
in Long Beach,
You
yeah.
can look at it as a viable, like not really viable, but a decent source of income. Where if I came home from offshore and I have all my debt paid off, everything's done,
You can live off of that.
I can live because I mean I don't need nothing else.
Yeah. You do like when you say 280 to 300, how do you retain those customers? Is it just, I mean, I know they know you know them, they booked a trip, but do you have like, is it they always coming to you? You're not sending out emails to them? Is it a two-way
No,
communication? It's just, I know I can book with
So
these
just
people.
90% of the time,
Repeats.
yeah, it's repeats, or I get a lot of new ones through FishBooker, and then they'll directly contact me the next time. Like it was Christmas time, I did that thing where like $100 off Christmas presents for instead of it being $550 for a 6-hour trip, it's $450. Great Christmas present if you know if you get a loved one.
Yeah.
I said the vouchers, I give them vouchers, and I've had a few people's had health problems, stuff come up, and I tell them the voucher's good for a year, and it might have to wait 2 years. I'm not a dick.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were nice
You
enough to
said,
do
yeah.
this,
Yes.
I don't spend your money until you actually give it to me.
There you go.
So it's
Well-
not like I'm in a bind if they need to get it back.
And I
Right.
think, and I hate to say this, but I think that's going to be kind of the death of FishBooker. It's once you book it through FishBooker, then you get the captain. Now I don't need a middleman anymore. You know me. You don't have to book it through
Yeah.
FishBooker. You don't have to do that 10% anymore.
But they hustle you.
Yeah.
They push you a lot. And you don't do nothing. They push you. And it works out good for me year 4 last because I came extremely lazy. And that's the reason I never really asked for sponsors. I mean, I make a good living. I can buy my own shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I'm not big like hashtag this. Hashtag, I'm like,
Yeah. So you're not posting anything.
I'm
yeah.
drinking beer and I'm fishing. If I'm
Yeah.
not fishing, I'm hanging out. I don't want to worry about all this stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
It is it is hectic.
I got a pocketbook. I can pay for what I want.
Yeah. You
And-
don't need to. You don't need to be sponsored. You
No.
don't need the free stuff. Just get
And
on
I
the
have
boat and
people.
fish.
I have people pretty regular like, hey, why? And I'm like, man, look, it's no disrespect at all. If I don't want to say I caught this on your lure and hashtag this, I
Mhm.
don't give a shit.
Yep.
Yeah. Just get on the boat and fish.
I don't. I've had return clients say, you know, we thought you went out of business because we don't see nothing on Facebook no more. I said, I'm
Yeah.
tired of posting pictures on social media and people showing up there the next day when they see my memories. That happens a lot,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
which is going to be different now. So I told my future son-in-law, I said, you got my boat now.
But you got to do
Uh-huh.
it now. Though you got to you.
I
you
said,
be-
you
if you
got
wanna-
my boat now. I
Yeah.
said, yeah, where you go bumming around, you're going to have that crowd.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to grow, you do have
Yeah,
to do
for
it.
sure.
You said you like your daughter, though. I mean, she could, you could sub it
Oh,
out,
she-
sub it out to somebody.
She does it. She
Yeah.
does pretty good with it. I mean, I get as much as I want.
Right.
I
Well,
can-
that's what
That's
matters.
the thing.
You don't
yeah.
have to do anything if you got as much as you
Right.
want. You don't have to do
I
a
can
damn thing.
literally, like this time at home, I took the whole month off mainly because I'm going to Grenada tomorrow to drag on some 3-4 pound white perch I can show you pictures of.
Bring
Okay.
some
Shoot-
back for us. We need
Shoot some does in the face on some property.
We'll bring
Yeah,
some
you
back
got it,
strap.
Right.
We'll take a back strap and,
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
white perch.
Okay.
But what? Hold on. Let me think. I had it in my head. What was I going to say?
It's all right. It happens to the best of us.
Dude, if you seen all the shit I write down in the tally book, 'cause I can't remember shit.
No.
I can't. I make a daily
God
list.
dang, I
Yeah.
just
Wipe
had it.
ass.
It'll
Yes.
come back to you
God,
as soon as you start trying to think about it.
Eat.
Yeah, right,
Drink
right,
some
right,
water.
right.
Breathe.
Breathe. Yeah. Breathe. Shit. Well, it sounds like you're having fun. That's all that matters. I mean,
Yeah.
you're entertaining yourself when you time
I've
off.
met a lot of cool people. I ain't met many shitty people, but I met a lot of cool people.
Yep.
And it's kind of cool. Like when you see my daughter called me a few months back. She's like, Dad, I was in Biloxi eating. I don't know who these people were, but one of these guys had your shirt on.
Yep.
Oh,
Only
it's
people-
crazy, ain't it?
That
I'm
is
like,
cool.
I
When you
don't
see people wearing your merch.
I don't really push it
Yeah.
at all. Like if we go on a trip, I'll ask them before we go. I said, look, I got some shirts. You know, I keep most of the 2Xs for me because I'm a big girl.
Where do you sell them at? On your website?
Most of the time out of my truck when I take people fishing.
Oh, really? You
I
don't even
don't-
have them
I-
up for
I
sale on the
don't-
website?
I don't.
you just put them as
Jesus.
part of your package.
I got AJ, which is Raj, that owns Raj Exotics.
Yeah.
His brother makes my hats for me, and Mojo Graphics makes my shirts in Bay St. Louis. And I just like when I get ready to go for a charter week, I'll
Yeah.
throw a couple shirts, couple hats in there. And if if I don't have what they want, they'll send me money on PayPal, Venmo, whatever,
Yeah.
and I'll ship it to them.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you
There
go.
it is.
What do you recommend? I know you said you ain't sponsored. What do you recommend on like a good tank, can't destroy it rod and reel? What do you use them?
Oh,
Is that?
Well, it's
Well,
gonna be different than your dang charter rod and reels.
Well, no,
'cause
you,
for
that's what I'm
sure.
talking
no,
about.
you
Charter
can,
rod
you
reels.
can you can ask Aaron still on there, or Rocky, any of them.
They were.
They'll tell you. I spend more money on rod and reels than most charter captains do. Because, like I said, these people work hard for their money, and I tell them that. I know what it's like to work for a living. I've on a drilling rig my whole life.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give them some bullshit that's going to break or tear down. I've had some guys like, Jesus Christ, the nicest thing I've ever held.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you use?
Right
Combos.
now, Sedona 800 or 8,000. I got 8,000, 35 or 3,000s and 2,500s.
So
and,
all Shimano's.
and I have those HO rods at Rocky sells, the red and black ones.
Yeah.
I got 7 of those. I was doing the pin battles. Then I
Well,
went.
see, they're heavy though. They're
Well, it ain't
they're
the fact they're heavy. Is they're you understand? Well, you know as well as I do what they cost.
Yeah.
So, and you can tell somebody 1,000 times stop reeling, but they're just so excited they'll
Yep.
reel. I don't give a shit if you're tying a double uni or a swivel. They're still gonna reel that bitch all the way in that rod, and
All
snap
the
it
way
off.
through. Yeah.
I give one rod away to a friend of mine I work offshore with. It used to be a 7-foot rod that was 4.5 foot long. I said, dude, it'd be a great snagging
You
rod.
could take
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I
Hey, that's
you
what
can
a
have-
jigger rides.
I told him, I said, dude, this thing's a beast. But I mean, what's wrong with it? I said, well, it used to be 7 foot and now it's down to 4. And so why does people keep breaking them?
Yeah.
I've had some people throw them smooth over the side of the boat.
Man,
What?
that's
as they're casting.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Well, that's what's tough. What?
How do you handle that?
really easy. That was $150 to get your ass in the water.
Wow.
Well, that's what you got to do.
You got to tell them up front. Like,
mean, you
look, if
gotta
throw
tell
my
'em
pole overboard.
Well, that's what sucks. I mean, you out of your pocket spend $150 on a rod and reel.
Right.
Just
right,
saying $150,
Right.
and them not knowing what they're doing, throw it overboard. Now that's $150 out of your business.
Correct.
You know what
Now-
I'm
now
saying? You don't
lost
have that
money.
no more.
The main thing is, and I found this out about year 2, is stopping, because people are going to tell you so much fucking bullshit. I swear to God, I've been fishing my whole life, all this, and I always stop. Sometimes I actually go to a shitty place first. I'll pull up there, put the power poles down, and I just literally watch them for a second.
Joey's taking notes over here. Look.
You literally watch them for a second. And when these professional fishermen hold a fucking spinning reel upside down,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hell no,
Come
not
on.
on my boat.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
Just put a leash on them. It's
turn
like,
it
here you
around,
go, yeah.
turn it around.
Well,
And
it does suck because the people who come down here, they pay good money, but it's a whole different ball game down here, and
Yeah.
especially when you're using somebody else's equipment. Like
Nobody
throw it overboard,
but nobody's ever going to take care of your stuff as good as you do.
That's true.
correct,
That's-
correct.
That's just the
Because
nature of the
that's
beast.
just a regular. You just loan that.
All you can do is manage them in a sense, but you can tell somebody something 1,000 times, and especially when it comes to women and children.
Yeah.
You can't control kids, no matter
when
what.
they catch
yeah.
a fish and that excitement,
And
and they're
throwing
sitting there doing the
stuff,
happy dance,
yeah.
and they throw the rod down to grab the net and pin the rod. So I'm like, whoa, buddy, hold
Yeah.
on. I mean, they're just super excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a grown man that talked about all this fishing he does, throws my shit over the side, you better get your
Yeah,
ass,
we
get
fight.
my rod and reel.
You
Yeah.
ain't getting back in the boat till you
What
get
do
it
you
on
What do
there.
you do with the upside down guy? What do you do to him?
Oh, you take
I mean,
pictures of it and
Do you just like? Are you like?
Most time I try to be. My wife's told me this tons of times. I've
You
heard this.
gotta-
From, she's like, "You're not on a drilling rig."
right.
You
Well, that's what
have
I'm
to be
saying.
considerate.
You got to put that
Right.
mask on.
So it's like, I'm gonna need you to turn that around and let me
Yeah.
explain to you why.
Yes.
This is how
See
this
that
works.
coaching class worked.
Yeah,
That coaching class they put you in
Now, about
work.
the third-
sensitivity.
About
Yeah.
the third time, it's like, "Hey, motherfucker, you not hear what I said?"
Get off my boat.
Yeah.
Get your ass off my boat. Yeah.
That's the end of it. I'm
I
over
mean,
it.
Yeah.
and you look, you and you'll watch. Oh shit! I'm sorry, I
Yeah,
forgot.
Yeah. That's killer. Dude, this was a good one, man. I think we
That
did
was
good. I think
crazy,
this was a
yes.
good one, dude. I really
Absolutely.
enjoyed it.
I
That,
did
that was
too.
good. I can't believe Brad gets to hang out with you all the time. That's terrible.
I get Brad in trouble a lot. I'm probably gonna get Brad's off work now. He was
Yeah.
like, "Since
well,
that
he
you
didn't do
leave-"
that. Brad didn't do nothing all day, even if he was at
Yeah,
work.
he could
I
have came up here and
guarantee
drank with us, but he didn't.
that. Why didn't he?
If he knows your father-in-law, send it. That's what Brad sent me.
He said what? If he knows your father-in-law,
Yeah,
send it.
Brad.
Okay.
Thanks, Brad, for
Yeah,
showing up.
thanks, Brad.
and-
You coulda
and
came
drinking.
here. I
Yeah,
told
you
him.
coulda- you
I was
could have
like,
drank
dude.
with us.
I
He's
told
like
him, say, yeah,
He's like that.
He's a Facebook loser like Josh.
he's a
Josh
closet
is-
case.
Yeah, Josh has been in here pretty much. all
Hey,
the time.
thank you for jumping on board for the tournament, though.
Yeah, man,
It's,
no,
it's,
I
gonna
mean,
be, it's gonna be
absolutely.
great.
That's something I try to do. I can afford to do is to support local business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to do a big deal with the fishing tournament every year, the Fisherman's tournament. every year since he started. I normally do $500. I'm not gonna lie. I don't go shopping. I
Right.
give my kids, and
Right.
I'm like,
What Rocky? Yeah.
Rocky gives them the stuff, and they do all that. I try to support a lot of the little local things that go on because I mean,
It's a huge cause.
at the end of the day, when you're taking care of home, you can take care of things.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
that,
you build a name for yourself that way.
Yep.
I don't want to be remembered as the guy that worked on a drilling rig. I'd like to be remembered as when I die as like, hey, this guy was a part of the community.
that's right.
He give back something.
That's
Right.
right. And boy, could he drink some beer.
Yeah.
I get that a lot.
And boy, could he put down some
That's
brews.
right.
Yeah, that's good shit. Well, we appreciate you stopping by, like
Yeah,
Jody
man.
said.
Yeah. Give us your website again. Give us your Facebook and everything else.
Yeah, it's chasingdots.com, and Douglas Allen Patrick II is my Facebook shit.
Yeah, it's
And
different than the regular.
Yeah,
one,
and it's Chasing Dots that has a webpage and Facebook shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know on Facebook. Just type in Chasing Dots,
Yeah.
and it
So
came
you
up.
can type in Google Chasing Dots, and
Yeah,
all kind of shit comes
comes
up.
up. All right.
Give us
Yeah.
a phone number. We'll get in touch with booking.
601-818-8610.
There it
You
is.
held on that. You held on that.
Held on the Hattiesburg
Yeah.
number.
Even though you moved, you still kept that
Yeah.
601.
I had that bitch for a minute.
You had to hold on to
I
it.
supported a little Aaron's little daughter's softball little squad in Pascagoula. I've got a sponsored a softball team. They're going to be chasing dots. And I was like, I want their uniforms just have a whole shitload of dots on it.
There you go.
That'd be
Say
awesome.
CD on it.
There you go. That's going to be good. Well, look, we appreciate you stopping by. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Be sure to check out the fishing tournament. Tickets are
Yeah.
on
Yep.
sale. Registrations
And come
on
see
sale.
us all at the boat show. There'll be a pile of us this week. Not this weekend. Next weekend.
February the
I'm
3rd.
coming next weekend.
Yeah.
That's
Fourth, third, fourth, fifth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Come check it out and download the Brownwater Banter app. It's got all the stuff you need right inside of it.
That's
So
right.